This one doesn't seem to be working as well. So we are going to take 15 to 20 minutes for questions from the community. And this, it should be general questions that they could all answer if they should want to. I don't need every councillor candidate to don't want to, but anyone who can and wants to get a chance to speak. So sort of general questions. And then also, if you want to ask specific candidates questions, that's fair too, but then I'll open it up to others to respond in a general sense. So are there any questions that we have from the floor on these great mix of candidates? I'm sitting here thinking, no matter who gets elected, the mayor's going to have some diversity on council. So that's good. That's good. So Jason, first question to one of the, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think, okay. We'll try and get these through pretty quickly because we want not to be here all night, but we want to.
Okay, this is for all of you guys. It's a couple of yeses and nos. The level of transparency and public accountability, particularly as it relates to the excessive use of in-camera discussions of council and the closed-door policies of the Sechelt Community Forest, also known as SCUPI, has been a point of frustration for this community. Will you reduce the use of in-camera to its legally required minimum and open SCUPI to more public scrutiny?
We'll start alphabetically. Warren Allen.
I have no problem reducing the number of in-camera meetings we've had in discussions at UBCM. The number of in-camera meetings Sechelt has far and away surpasses anything most municipalities ever see. So I don't have a problem with that at all. With regard to SCUPI, I've been in contact with the some of the executive of the British Columbia Community Forest Association, and I've asked them what the structures of other community forests are like, and if that has had any impact negatively or positively on the outcomes to community. It sounds from what I've understood is that they're all over the map. Some have a lot of council, some have some council, some have no council, some have representatives of council, some are private companies similar to Sunshine Coast Community Forest, the board we have. Their best opinion at this point in time is it's too soon to tell if there is any board structure at the present time that clearly is a better model. But I have no problem at all revisiting it after, because at the end of the day, we may find out that the board we have with a new council, there may be greater comfort at the community level that we are doing a good job.
Where did my timekeeper go?
Coffee break.
You got a break. You got a break.
Okay. I have no problems with reducing the amount of in-camera meetings, and yes to an open door.
Jason, I don't have a problem unless there's a bid or something that has to deal with money or something like that. That's kind of confidential. Because in the past, we made a mistake by not having it in camera in regards to finances. And somebody went out and bang, they're on the phone in about 5 minutes. And the guy changed their bid, so it created a little bit of a hassle. But I'm for let's say in camera.
Thank you, Stan. Alice?
I'm strongly in favor of in-camera meetings only when authorized by the community charter. And as for the board of the forest thing, I think there should be elected officials on it.
Thank you.
Under Section 90, meetings can only be closed if they're discussing land, legal, or labor, the 3 L's.
Thank you, Anne. And Alice Lutz.
I agree with Anne. For boards like school board trustees, you don't openly discuss labor issues, personnel issues, or money issues. And certainly everything else should be open for public viewing.
Thank you. Mike Shanks.
We may have in-camera meetings prior to every regular council meetings, but the issues discussed have already been mentioned. They are legal, land, and labor issues only. And if anybody says other than that, they are not telling you the truth. Period. End the story. As with respect to the community forest and their transparency, I believe they are looking at measures which will be more incorporative of the public input and giving information to the public. That's in the process right now.
Thank you, Mike. And Ed Steves.
Yeah, it's all been said, but land, legal, and labor, the only reason that you can legally hold an in-camera meeting. And as far as I'm concerned, and I question a number of times, this item comes forward to the meeting, I say, does it qualify? And it has to be qualified or I wouldn't sit at the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. And Greg Taylor.
I certainly think that transparency is a major issue in this election. Residents have told me repeatedly how they're concerned that decisions seem to be made not in public interest, not in front of the public, and I think we need more openness. I agree, there are limited items that must be dealt with confidentially, but we need more openness. We need more openness in the community forest. The whole process needs some airing because many people in the community are feeling they're not hearing all of the information and are not understanding how all the decisions are being made in the community.
Thank you, Fred. And Keith.
Yeah, once again, when I got on council, being this term, we had a lot of serious discussion on things like a golf course, things like a community forest, and of course those can't be made in the open. But the 3 L's, as previous Councillor Kershaw stated, land, legal, and labor, that's pretty much what we deal with, but there is, in my opinion, sometimes developers who would like to come to council in camera, and I think in my term on council, I've encouraged those developers directly to go to the planning director first and foremost, to go, not to put pressure on the mayor and on council, but to go directly to the planner if he has a development issue that should be in the public, and I think that has occurred. We do have a new CAO, and I think that CAO, Rob Remner, is very cognizant of the previous track record of our previous CAO, who in my opinion sometimes encouraged too many in-camera meetings. So I think you will see things change regardless of who's on council because we have an excellent new CAO.
Thank you, Keith. More community questions. Just for those, I'm going to stop the line. Is it Lori? Yeah, so we're going to stop the line there because we do have limited night. And so if you want to ask for sitting chairs close to you, I'll remember sort of the order that's here. And we'll just proceed as quickly as we can.
Thank you very much.